It's been a long road for the White Lantern, but it's time for it to end. Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where I bring you trade paperbacks and single issues and I break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then I read it dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panels, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. Kyle Rayner has had a crazy adventure as the White Lantern. He discovered that he had the power of the life equation within him and the ability to reshape reality itself. His own doubts and fears over this created an evil version of himself with the power of a god and the desire to destroy everything, Oblivion. While Oblivion went missing after their last conflict, Kyle met with the new gods, and after a conflict with them, he discovered that he was going to die from the life equation, and that no one man should have this power. Now that everything has calmed down, we go to Carol Ferris of the Star Sapphires, sitting on Zamaron looking at her ring. Kyle flies over to her as she's sitting there. She tells him she wants to talk finally. After everything that they've been through, she wants to say she loves him, and that's her problem, because she also loves being a Star Sapphire. And flying, and the space adventures, and the travel. They fly up into the air together and he holds her close. Suddenly, they get a message that something massive is coming towards the planet. It's huge and flaming from entry into orbit. They both move out of the way in a hurry, but Kyle throws up a shield as it collides with the surface of the planet. Carol's ring reports no deaths on the planet, and then as the dust clears, they see what it is. It's one of the beings from the Source Wall that Blackhand awoke in the Godhead event, and it's been scorched with the White Lantern symbol. Someone is calling out Kyle. They follow the symbol back to a planet that's been destroyed, and they find the one surviving member of the alien race that once lived there. She is scared of Kyle because he is wearing the symbol of the White Lantern. It's a symbol to be feared on this planet, because Oblivion is here. He wraps around Kyle, enveloping him, swallowing him, telling him, "This is the end! This is Oblivion!" Kyle is trapped within Oblivion's makeup, and he decides to inform him. "Kyle, you will tear the universe asunder. It's inevitable. You know this. That is why you created me. You call me Oblivion because you know the truth. The universe would be better without you." Kyle breaks free, hitting Oblivion across the face. "You want to fight? You got one." On the outside of Oblivion, Oblivion is fighting against Carol, breaking through her shields and telling her that he can't escape his nature, until the alien blasts him in the back with a gun. Oblivion grabs the alien and begins swirling around her, and Carol tries to fight against him until white light begins to pour out of Oblivion, and Kyle explodes out of him. "Would you shut the hell up?" Carol catches the alien and Kyle tells her to get out of here, go! She tells him that she isn't leaving him with this monster, but Kyle doesn't want her to go. She knows what she needs to do. So Carol takes the alien off-world, leaving Kyle alone with his own demons. Reality around Kyle and Oblivion begins to shift back and forth as the two of them fling the life equation around. Back and forth, over and over they fight at a complete standstill. Kyle is powerful, but Oblivion is his own reflection and has the exact same power. Oblivion explains. Kyle knows the truth. He knows that he'll try to do the right thing, he won't alter life, but eventually he'll grow tired of those that oppose his hand. He'll dig deeper into his own self-righteousness, and eventually he will remake everything until it is of his liking. Kyle grabs Oblivion. "That will not happen!" "It will! You believe it, or I wouldn't be here!" He then throws Kyle down and he begins to absorb Kyle into himself. That's when Carol returns with what Kyle asked her to bring. Hope. Because she brought Kyle's friends. They all swoop in and they begin battling against Oblivion, throwing everything at him. All of them, the ones that stood by him when he needed it. With their weapons, they are able to cleave pieces of Oblivion off and hit him with the power of pure willpower. Kyle is drained and weakened by Oblivion's attack. He doesn't know what he can do any longer, but Oblivion tries to absorb the power that they throw at him, growing larger and larger. It's Saint Walker that tells the group, "I don't think it's working." Kyle sees that they are feeding Oblivion, and then Oblivion explodes, pushing everyone back and reforming. Oblivion gets so strong that he can even alter reality for the Templar Guardians, and Kyle sees only one answer. He needs to end all of this. End the White Lantern rings, which will end Oblivion. He will sacrifice himself for the good of the galaxy. Again. But Saint Walker and Carol stop him. He isn't going to do it this time. He isn't going to sacrifice himself again. There needs to be another answer. And Carol gives him an idea. If the burden of the White Lantern is too much for him, change the game. Don't end the game. Kyle thinks about it and he comes up with the perfect answer. One person can't handle the life equation, so he asks for the Templar Guardians' help. He asks them to help him make more White Lantern rings, because this looks like a job for the White Lantern Corps. Unlike the rings that came out of Blackest Night, these rings will be permanent, and they will spread the life equation out there so it can't consume one person. But if it's ever needed, the rings can reform into one single ring again to stop a great evil. The rings fly off to 6 individuals, telling them, "You have the ability to preserve life in all of its forms. Will you join the White Lantern Corps?" And each of them accept the ring. Oblivion, still growing stronger, asks Kyle what he did, and he tells him, "Something that I should have done a long time ago, given this power to others." The White Lanterns all converge on the planet and they begin bombarding Oblivion, finally shrinking down his power. And Kyle flies right through his center, pulling out the real Oblivion. He holds him up and he tells him, "The ring was split 7 ways, which means no one ring has the power to rule the galaxy. My fears are gone, and that means you are gone." And that's it. Oblivion fades into nothingness, and the new White Lanterns all head off to see what this new power can do. And the Guardians head off because they are always needed elsewhere. But Kyle is welcome to join them whenever he desires. Carol flies over to Kyle and asks him, "Where's the 7th ring? You said that there were 7, but I only counted 6. He goes to hand her the ring, but she stops him, because she loves being a Star Sapphire. They look at each other, and then they take off into space, because Kyle is ready to go home with Carol. The end. That is the conclusion to the White Lantern arcs. Now there is a new storyline that did kick up with the Omega Men, and if you want to read it, go check it out. We'll get to it eventually, but it's gonna be a long time coming. I hope you enjoyed the entire White Lantern series of videos, and I thank every single one of you that watched all of them. We'll link each one of them down below so you can enjoy them again. Follow me on Twitter at Comicstorian, and follow me on Instagram at Comicstorian, and I'll see you guys next time right here.